In the last video, I mentioned some topics that I will talk about. One of them is inactive lifestyle. In today's world, people tend to sit around a lot. When you think about it, sitting takes up the majority of our days. We sit when we eat, driving a motorized vehicle, sitting at a desk during our work hours, sitting while watching television. I can go on and on. With all that inactivity, it can bring on a lot of health problems such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, decline of mental health, some types of cancer. Most people living an inactive lifestyle are not meeting the National Physical Activity Guidelines. The government's 2008 Physical Activity Guidelines state that adults should be getting at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity each week. Research also states that only 21% of adults are meeting these guidelines, while less than 5% perform 30 minutes of physical activity per day. Prolonged periods of inactivity can reduce metabolism and impair the body's ability to control blood sugar levels, regulate blood pressure, and break down fat. One study analyzed data collected over 15 years and found that inactive lifestyles were associated with an increased risk of early death regardless of physical activity levels. The best way to combat the inactive lifestyle is to combine cardio exercises such as jogging, bike riding, power walking with strength training, exercises like body weight and weight resistance training. Some of the best ways to reduce your time of inactivity: taking walks during lunch and coffee breaks, taking phone calls outside and walking around at the same time, getting up and walking around during television commercials, taking the stairs instead of using the elevator. Try to stand up every 30 minutes when working at a desk. In a nutshell, it is important to reduce long times of inactivity and replace that with activity. One more thing, if you have a dog, do your furry pal a favor. Go for a walk.
Hi, I'm Rick from Aging Strong with Rick and Ron, and today we're going to talk about protein and how important it is. Well, let's put it this way. Protein makes up the structure of every cell in your body. It also keeps your muscles firm and healthy, and it's made up of organic compounds called amino acids. There are somewhere around 24 amino acids that are needed to synthesize protein, which means use protein to help the growth and maintenance and repair of muscle tissue, and any tissue for that. The body requires around 24 amino acids to be able to synthesize protein for healthy muscular growth, development of healthy hair, healthy nails, etc. All amino acids, for the exception of 8, are made by the body. These 8 amino acids are called essential amino acids, and these amino acids you need to pick up from your diet. If you're eating organ meats and fishes, you're going to get those essential amino acids. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you need to really do your homework and find out to make sure you pick up these 8 essential amino acids in your diet. There are some other things you need to know about protein. If you're a weightlifter, or you exercise a lot, or you're a runner, or you're very active, you need to eat protein throughout the day. This keeps you in what they call a positive nitrogen balance, and we all want to be in a positive nitrogen balance state. That means that we're not going to lose muscle that we have. In fact, we may gain muscle. Now, once you drop into negative nitrogen balance, which you can throughout the day, if you're exercising, basically you're not building, you're not maintaining. So you should eat protein throughout the day, 4 to 6 small meals a day. Now, most people I know, they don't eat enough protein. They believe they eat enough protein. How much protein should you eat? I like to say you can eat 1/2 to 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass, meaning that you need to find out what your lean mass is and you can eat up to 1/2 to 1 gram per pound of lean mass. And you can figure that out by just figuring out kind of where your body fat is and then subtracting it from your total weight, and that gives you a roundabout figure of what your lean mass is. Also, I hear this all the time. Oh, too much protein, it's hard on your kidneys, it's hard on your kidneys, it's hard on your kidneys. I believe it can be, but I can tell you in 30 years, put people on a fairly high protein diet, because they're exercising, obviously, because they're coming to me as a trainer. Not one in 30 years has ever come back to me and said, you know what, my doctor says I'm eating too much protein. It's too hard on my kidneys. Not one person ever come to me and say, hey, you know what, my kidneys are hurting, okay? Not one. One thing I can tell you is this: when you eat more protein, you're probably going to drink more water. We talked about that last week, because protein makes you thirsty. So here you go. You're eating more protein, you're probably going to be drinking more water, and that's a great place to be. Also, what protein can do, it can increase your metabolic rate up to 30%. Now think about it. Everything that you eat needs to be turned into a liquid in your digestive system. Well, it's a lot harder for the body to digest a protein, okay, than it is maybe a piece of bread, a carbohydrate, something that's easier to digest. That's why it increases your metabolic rate up to 30%, because it's harder to digest. When this is happening, obviously you're going to become what they call thermogenic. It's going to become your body, your inner core is going to be a little hotter. And anytime you're in a thermogenic state, it's known that you're going to lose body fat. It's going to burn more body fat. So there's two things that are good for you. Also, protein's not stored in the body. So if you don't lose it, you lose it. You pee it out. So think about that. You could eat protein and not store any fat. And that's obviously you're eating high fat proteins like beef and some other pork and things like that. So if you stick with the lean meats, the lean chickens, the lean turkeys, the fish, and so on, you're eating foods that are high thermogenic, increase the metabolic rate by 30%, don't store in your body, and most likely you're going to drink more water and urinate more. In the past 30 years, I got a chance to talk to a lot of people, especially older people, about their diet and about how much protein they are. And the perception is they really believe that they're getting enough protein, but they're not. And a perfect example is a lot of them get surgeries. And they go into the doctors and we're getting older, we're getting surgeries, things and stuff like that. So basically they're taking tests. These tests are called albumin tests, and they're tests to find out how much protein they have in their system. And they're finding out that these people need to go on 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after of more protein in their diet so that they will recover from surgery better. Now, if it's helping you recover from surgery, just think what it happens if you just do it throughout your life. It's going to help you recover from sickness. It's going to help you recover from getting a scratch. It's going to help you recover from, maybe it'll help you, stop you from losing more hair, things like that. Thanks again for watching Aging Strong with Rick and Ron.